Welcome to Home Team Advantage. I'm Gary Gimbetti along with Mike Egan, and we got some real discussion topics
Yeah.
today.
Yep.
So I don't
Let's get into the high school first, and then we'll get into
the pros.
the nitty gritty later
yeah,
on.
yeah. So we have some time so we can let you vent about the Minnesota Twins.
Yes.
So Hibbing High School football,
Two games in a row.
2 games,
Two
2
wins.
wins, 2 wins in a row. They have a winning streak going. They beat Proctor 37 to 12, and then
Yep.
they beat last week. They beat Pine City 13 to 0.
Yep.
The defense showed up
Yes.
the last 2 weeks, and I talked to Duran Manning, who's the defensive coordinator, and we always said defense travels, and as long as you have a defense, you can be in
Yep.
any game.
But it's homecoming week. They've got a very rated team. Boy, I'll spit that one out.
Yeah.
They have a rated team coming into play in Pequot Lake, and we'll see how well they can do against them. It's hopefully they can keep her close.
Well, and I'm on that poll or that voting. I'm one of the voters on that poll, and I think the Pequot's like the 5th or 6th in the state right now. 4th they were. Okay, they must have moved up from last week then. So, yeah, it's going to be a good test for them. They're Pequot's going to punch them, and Hibbing just has to punch back.
Counter punch.
That's how you find out if you're a worthy team.
Yep.
Keep the game close. And win or lose, you can hold your head up high. Just don't let Pequot push you around.
Well, the other thing is, if you do get down, don't give up, which has been, unfortunately, a trademark of some of the Hibbing teams in the past. And I'm not, I'm not afraid to say it. It is. But I think he's got a group of kids, and hats off to Coach Anderson and his crew, that he has a group of kids I think that want to play and want to win, which is something that has been long missing in the football program.
Yeah, that's and I'll give I think Benny Galley and Ian Larrabee had the 2 touchdowns last week. They kept pounding away. They finally found, like Matt told me on the phone, they finally found a play that worked. That there was some kind of isolation play, and they kept going to it. And you keep going into it until you get stopped. And obviously, Pine City didn't have any answer for it. So.
They got some studs. I mean, the last game I went to, when they beat Proctor, the young man named Thronson. Wow, what an animal! I mean, I shouldn't say what an animal. What a football!
Well, you did.
Yeah, what a football player. It's like every other play you heard his name, and which is great. And then I'm sure there's going to be other kids that'll step up. And again, they got some younger kids. Ron's nephew's playing, and grandson. I'm sorry, and what'd you
sophomore.
say? 6'2", 220, Ron.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, as he's playing linebacker
As a sophomore.
and it sounds like he loves to hit people. So
Always better to be the hitter than the hitty.
no doubt. So so good luck at homecoming. Don't know. I've seen all the candidates, but I can't name them all. So we're not going to do that.
No.
So the ceremony, I'm sure, will probably be at about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, I would imagine. I'll have to remember to get out of bed and
Right
get
after
there.
football practice at 6:15.
Which they had this morning. I'm assuming the reason for that is because there's 2 soccer games tonight.
Correct.
The boys play Grand Rapids at 4, and the girls play Grand Rapids at 6 at Cheever Field. It has to be because it's going to get dark out.
Right.
So they'll need lights.
And who are they playing?
They play Grand Rapids as well.
Both?
So
Okay.
that's what's going on there. I don't know how I know there was a busload coming back the other night, Tuesday. I think it was girls soccer, and I don't know how they did because I don't get phone calls.
Yep.
I mean, that's the one thing. I know coaches have a lot more on their minds, but it should be one of the things that's first and foremost after the game is calling me and giving me results of the games. But
Because they're sure quick to yell at you when they don't see it.
that's right. So I'm really pleased if you're out there, if you're listening, no matter what coach or what sport you coach, please let me know right away after games. And give me a rundown on it because there's. Oh man,
Oh, there's your rundown.
yeah.
I got a phone call.
Guess I'm getting a phone call. I better put this on silent. But I
That was Ron calling you.
yeah, was it? Oh,
I never get phone calls.
I never get any.
Before we proceed, too, we should congratulate our new athletic director.
Okay.
Mr. James Please was selected from a panel and of candidates, and I'm hats off to him, and I'm hopefully and looking forward to. And we'll be probably working closely with him too. So let's hope that he can do, and we wish well for Mr. Turner to his next adventure. So we'll see how it goes.
That's right, and they've all been very good to work with, though. I can't complain about any of the ADs that I've had there to work with, and maybe James can get his coaches to. I know Keith probably tried, but maybe James can
Get him to call
get
you.
his coaches to call me with their. And I was going to say before my phone rang, you need when you call, you got to have whether your team scores or not, you got to have the result of the other team's goals.
Right.
And times like that, or points, or whatever, touchdowns, or whatever. But yeah, so I would appreciate that a lot if you do that.
Yeah. Win or lose, call.
Yeah,
Give him a little background into the game.
that's right. I'm not judging anybody when
Nope.
they lose. I mean, that's part of it. That's a 50-50 proposition there. You're
Yeah.
either going to win or you're going to lose, and I don't make judgments on whether you win or lose games. I mean,
Just how you play the game.
that's right. And just so their kids are having fun. I know
Yeah.
losing's no fun, but
No, it's
you
contagious.
can still play. But like we said, we won't even go into that.
So, do you know if they're playing the boys' game at 4 will be at the grass field?
No, I'm pretty
Park?
sure it's at
They're going to have both at the
Cheever Field.
Doc
Yeah,
Owens Cheever
Doc
Field.
Owens Field. Doc Owens Stadium at
Stadium
Cheever
at
Field.
Cheever Field.
Yes.
That's a mouthful.
And then tonight, 2 at 4 o'clock is the Hibbing Rotary cross country meet. I know your granddaughter will be
Yep, she's running.
running in that one, and
That's at 5 o'clock.
it starts. Well, her race might start at 5. I
Yep.
think the varsity races start at 4. The
4.
girls might run first, and then the boys, and then
Okay.
they'll start the younger kids. After that, it's Hibbing's lone home meet of the year. So if you see this before 4 o'clock, please get out there and support them, because that's 2 teams right there that are going to be in the mix.
And they have some really good runners that will probably and hopefully will qualify for a state berth and an opportunity. So, but did they give you a call to tell you to come clean up your golf balls at the?
No, I haven't got
Okay.
a call yet for
Okay.
that. I'm
Oh,
sure.
you're the only one that knows where they go.
Yeah. No, I don't even know that. Otherwise, they wouldn't be out there to need cleaning up. But so that's going on tonight. Tennis team won 3 matches this week. They had a doubleheader on Tuesday, beat Marshall and Hermantown, and then last night they beat Superior. So that was their last meet of the regular season. So they'll find out Sunday, I believe, where they are in the section when they seed it. And I'm assuming, which you know what happens when you assume, but
Yep.
they're going
We
to have
do that every day here
yeah.
on the show.
They're going to have a home meet on Tuesday, probably Monday or Tuesday, and then after that, they'll probably be on the road because they won't get. I don't think they'll be a top 4 seed.
So I assume the top teams again are going to be Rock Ridge.
Well, Rock Ridge, but the one team that's going to
City
win the
team.
section is Elk River.
Elk River, right?
There's not going to be a team. I don't think, unless somehow Rock Ridge can pull an upset. There's not going to be. There'll just be some individuals probably from either team that go to state
Okay.
individually. But yeah, everybody's. I hate to say it, but everybody's kind of playing for second place when you.
Isn't it hard to realize that we're already getting towards the end of one season already?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
And it's 80 degrees out.
Yeah, it's not even October yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the girls' tennis starts so early. They start practice
Prior
the
to
same
school.
time as
Yeah.
everybody else. But then that first weekend, they're already playing.
Yep.
So they've been playing since like August 18th, 19th, around there, and they've traveled a lot and they've had a lot of home matches, and it's time for playoffs.
Yep.
So swimming, they were beaten by Grand Rapids recently, and Rock Ridge came back on Tuesday to beat them like 101 to 80 something. And it's just that Rock Ridge had a stronger back end of the meet than Hibbing does, because Hibbing was leading by a few points after the 100 butterfly, but they just couldn't
Couldn't keep it
hold
up, keep
on.
it going.
No. Their divers did a wonderful job. Evie Renskers, Sylvie Wetzel, and Mallory Sikora placed 1, 2, and 3, and then I think it was Rainey Gibson, Riley St. George, and Jackie Hiltner were 1, 2, 3 in the butterfly, which helps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like 6, 4, and 3 points or something. So you get 13 points because of that. So they were up, but Rock Ridge just had a little stronger
Yep.
back end of it. And like you said, if they had pulled out the 200 free relay, they would have been a little closer. But Rock Ridge edged them out in that race.
So I assume that their end of the year district will be coming up pretty soon then,
Theirs won't come until November.
or? Oh, that late? Okay.
Yeah, so they still got a ways to go.
Okay.
Obviously, football's November, and
Yep.
cross country will be the end of October.
Right.
Tennis starting next week. Soccer's will probably be more the mid to end October when they'll. And I don't know if anybody's going to be playing at home. Hibbing, the football team, might have a chance with 2 wins in the section. I mean, that doesn't sound like feasible, but
Yep.
depends on how the other teams do. So they could get a first round home game.
Well, we're not going to limit them to 2 games.
No.
They've got a chance to win a few more. I do. I personally feel they have a chance to win a few more games. So Esco's not the powerhouse, as we talked about prior to the show. So
And who the heck else do they play? I can't.
It's some team that's got like
Oh, Mora. They play Mora, which
Yep.
I don't know how good that team is. I don't see them in the rankings, but I think that game's up here, and I think the Esco game's down there
Yep.
because they played
Yep.
in here. So Mora's up here, and then I know there's one more team in there, but I can't.
Harbors.
Two Harbors.
Two Harbors?
Wow. Yeah, that's Two Harbors is pretty strong. So that could be a toss-up game.
Into Harbors.
In Two Harbors, well, it's
Yep.
going to be a little bit more.
but you never know.
No, you don't. If they gain the more confidence as they play, they can beat anybody.
That's right.
Like I say, your defense shows up. All you got to do is break a couple plays on offense, and you can beat anyone.
And like you said, their Pine City game, you find a play that works, they can't stop it.
Yeah.
Just keep going at it.
Well, and we've done. It's not like we don't have big kids. I mean, we
Oh,
have
there's some
the
big-
offensive line supposedly, has some big kids in there, and just do your assignments. The coaches are trying to put you in places
Yep.
and to win or be successful.
Yep.
If you follow your assignments and do what you're supposed to do, it's a lot easier than if you
Well,
go off on your own.
You got a 6'2", 220-pound sophomore linebacker
Yeah.
playing. That's not a bad situation.
So I think that does it for high school sports. I know the college volleyball teams picked up a couple wins, but they just got swept by Mesabi Range on Tuesday. But I know they beat Vermilion and they beat Itasca. So, Travis is doing a good job getting that program back on track. There's just other teams have more experience right now than
You probably
at
got
the
more
level.
kids. I mean, more.
Well, yeah, I don't know about maybe, but he's got plenty. I know he had one that dropped off the team for some reason, which would have helped. But if that's what happens in college. I mean, you never know. So good for them. I wish we had football. We talked about this before, but I wish we had football back here because it would be a heck of a lot of fun
Yeah.
to go watch some college football because the players they bring in are very good players.
But let's, be honest, if you had an opportunity to bring one team back to the college, would it be football or hockey?
Ooh. Probably hockey.
I'd have to agree with
that.
you. I'd
Yeah,
have to agree
probably
with you.
hockey.
Yep.
And I'd bring back men's hockey, obviously, and then I'd start women's hockey.
Yep.
But it costs money. I get it, and maybe my son can figure out a way to work the books to be able to.
But with the proximity of the colleges in the area, Virginia, Grand Rapids, Hibbing, why not do all 3
Well,
together?
yeah, I don't know. I guess Yeah, I guess you'd have to figure out the schedule and
Yep.
what colleges you'd play, but if you did that, that would probably work
Yep.
out.
It doesn't like they don't have a very nice arena to play in.
That's right. I mean, even Rapids has a nice arena, and even Virginia
Virginia's
has
got
a
yeah.
nice arena to play in, and you could switch around that all the time. But they used to just every school
Right.
had a team, and that was the best hockey to go watch.
I still remember the Iron Ranger hockey team. They used to fill that gym.
That's what
They had the Russians come play. It was packed to the hilt.
That's. I was just thinking about that the other night because I was talking to Scott Sandelin, because the Hibbing High School Hall of Fame will be inducting
Yep.
13 individuals,
16,
16 individuals this Saturday, starting at
3.
3 o'clock at the Hibbing Memorial Arena, because I guess the cafeteria is
They're doing some work in there.
doing some work in there. Thank you, Disembodied Voice, for keeping me filled in on all this
So
stuff.
now we know who runs the show here.
Yes, we do. It never was us. So,
Somebody's got to pay for those trips to North Carolina.
but in talking to
South Carolina.
Sandelin, he when he got done playing, he picked up with the team, and then he got then something happened there, and then he went to the whatever league that was, because there was a team I think in
Bismarck?
Fargo.
Yeah, Fargo Moorhead had a team.
And he mentioned
Bismarck.
that Hibbing had a team, but
Yeah.
I couldn't remember who they were and what real league they were in. But so that brought back memories of that.
I can tell you right now, I went with him on a road trip to Fargo, Moorhead. They didn't finish the game
Oh.
because of the fisticuffs,
Well, maybe
and had to be escorted out of town in a bus.
maybe Scott was coaching.
I don't know,
Yeah, I mean that would be interesting to find
but
that out.
that's when Mike Antonovich was here.
Oh, okay.
So
And then of course Scotty went on to get hired by Dean Blaze at North Dakota,
Right.
and then back on 2004, 2003, was hired to be UMD's head
UMD.
coach, and he's still there. He'll be one of the inductees. I know there's the three curlers: Jerry Scott, Joe Roberts, and Gary Clefman will be in.
Babe,
Babe will be in. Gary Southgate,
Yep.
Dennis Ches, who unfortunately has passed away, has
Mike
been
Tinter.
inducted. Mike Tinner's in there. Robin Clefman, who's Joel Clefman's brother, will be inducted. Patrick Furlong will be inducted.
Amber Fricklin.
And no, not Fricklin, but Andrea Nichols will be inducted. I think Fricklin's already in there.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's
Oh.
already in there.
I know she came and gave a speech when they had.
Yeah, when they had the 100
100
years,
years,
yeah. But no, she's already been in there. She's already been
Is
inducted.
it Lauren Heck?
Oh, Laura Heck was a golfer. Thank you for looking, just in case we miss. We don't want to miss anybody.
No, you just went. You read your article.
Okay. Yeah, I've been doing that all week. I hope if you've been reading the paper, I hope you've enjoyed the stories, because it was fun
Do we still have a paper in town?
talking all them. Yeah, we do have a paper in town. I'm surprised we got one out the other day, because I couldn't get into blocks InDesign to do one, because something was screwing up on my computer. But is that it, or?
That's it for the local scene.
I don't know, you got a couple more coming in the paper tomorrow, so.
Well, yeah, this Babe and Scott Sandelin will run tomorrow, and then I'll run. Andrea Nichols has not called me,
Uh-oh.
and I don't know why. Of course, Dennis can't, unfortunately.
Yep.
But I'll run a picture of him, and I'll run Andrea's picture. But
Now she went on to play at the U,
at the
correct?
U, yes.
Gold-
How about the Tinters?
Mike Tinter?
Mike Tinner's one. No, he's talked to me. I've already ran his story. I'm wondering who else. I don't want to leave anybody out.
Did you happen to give her some bad coverage when she was
No,
here?
I don't think so.
Anyway, it's open to the public.
Oh, the event is open to the public. It wasn't at what? If you want to eat, or is that already closed?
I don't know,
Because it was like $25
$25 for the dinner ticket.
for the
Yeah.
dinner ticket and
Cash bar.
cash bar, if so desired.
Yep.
I'm gonna look here and see about names that I've texted. So,
Do, 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 do,
John Redica,
do, do.
I talked to him, and so we can't leave him out of there. We talked Southgate and Glumac.
How is Gary doing?
Gary's doing fine.
Doing
He's,
better?
Yeah,
Good.
he's a lot better.
Good.
He was just the day when I called him, he was just getting back from Rock Ridge because he was ref in volleyball,
Oh,
or was an official at a
Good.
volleyball game.
Wasn't there another basketball player too?
Oh, Frank Russ,
Yep, there you go.
can't forget him.
You did.
Peter Zambrano,
Yep.
who was a stud runner when he was here, but he told me that his sister Sylvia was better than he
Oh, yeah.
was.
did he drive the Zavoni too?
Yeah, I get it. I think hopefully that's it. So I didn't leave anybody's name out of here. I just wish Andrea would call me. I mean, that's because I can do a story on that. Because she was, along with Frickland and like Beth Wolf and those girls, she didn't play with those girls, but
There were the ground that, or the.
well,
how
they
do you
were
put it?
those Frickland and Wolf and them were the groundbreaking
Right.
ones, and then Andrea, her mother, of course, was a Hibbing grad.
Yep.
And they didn't have hockey. I think they lived over like in Mountain Iron or on the East Range somewhere, and they didn't have hockey over there at the time, so they enrolled her here, and she went on to a fabulous career.
Yeah. See how that works when you can, open enrollment at a
Well,
school and get a
that's
chance
true.
to play athletic. And
So I can't be a
get a good
hypocrite, right?
education, right?
I can't be a hypocrite.
Nope.
I think there's tours of the high school earlier in the day too.
Well, yeah, there will be tours of the high school for, I'm sure some of them will, I know Frank Russ wanted to go on a tour to see the old school again.
Who's doing the tours? Is it,
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, I would assume it could be Bob Carney or it could be the Keys.
oh, okay.
I would assume it would be one of those individuals.
Maybe both.
Well, maybe both of them are.
I'm not sure.
So, but it should be a good time. Now they're only limited to like 5 minutes
To talk?
to talk, but still, if you have 13 or 14 or 16 people, 5 minutes times that is still over an hour.
And I'll be recording it and people can watch it later.
And Ron Werkel will be live streaming it, or
No,
no?
not live.
No, not
No,
live
not
streaming, but you'll be able to
Recording it.
recording it, and you'll be able to watch it on HPAT channel specifically.
Well, just have them go to hpat.org.
Go to hpat.org and follow the information, and you'll be able to find it on there. So that pretty much takes care of
We gotta
that.
give him a microphone.
Yeah, we should. He's got all the
You know,
answers.
that's- you look at all those shows they have on ESPN, they got the one guy, the star, but then all the other guys in the background, they all got mics and everything, and they get their I think we should get them a microphone.
Well,
Yeah.
yep. Then he's not disembodied.
Yeah.
No, let's. What do you want to do, Vikings or Twins?
Well, let's talk about the good team so far.
All right, the Vikings are the good team so far.
We'll see. Stephen A. Smith picks them the second best team in the NFL as of week 4.
Well, they have a tough game, obviously, at Green Bay
Yep.
coming up. Who knows who's going to start at quarterback for the Packers because Jordan Love was hurt in that
Right.
first game, and Malik Willis seems to be playing okay for them. It's hard to believe they're winning games without. So what do they have now? They've had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks, so they got 2 more on their team already. I don't get it. I mean, but Sam Darnold is looking the part.
Yeah.
For
And
the-
before we go any further, we should, he'll never hear us say this, but, best wishes to Brett Favre,
Oh,
been diagnosed with cancer, so,
or Parkinson's.
Parkinson's disease, I'm
Parkinson's
sorry.
disease, yeah.
so,
Well, and I'm sure that came from all those
hits.
hits, and I'm sure Sean Payton was part of that with the way he
Put the bounty
bruised
out
them
on
up on him in that playoff game. Now, obviously, it takes probably more than that too, but that game didn't help anything.
But Sam Darnold's not getting the respect I think he should be getting. He's proven. I mean, I had my son took me to the game last week, and I tell you what, their defense is something else. I mean, they've got 4 or 5 new guys playing, and it just seems like they've all been playing together for years. So, our defensive coordinator, how much longer he'll be around is going to be a good question, because I think he's probably the next one in line to get a head coaching job somewhere. So.
Yeah, but he's got the lawsuits against the NFL, and you
Yeah.
don't know how you don't know how a big league like that's gonna going to handle that part of it.
Well,
I
you
hope
know-
he stays here. I hope he's a defensive coordinator here for a long time. But yeah, he does deserve a head coaching
Yeah.
job. But I know that's a big thing. But why take all that? Why do you take all that on when you're more behind the scenes as a defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator?
I agree.
You don't have the headaches, but I get it. The head coaches get paid a lot.
Yep.
So, but I'd pay him even more to stay here if he has the chance. Now the Twins.
Twins, hey, what a disgrace. It just, like we had talked a little bit before the show, they went on a run, last year. So everybody had high hopes for them this year. They didn't make any improvement in the off season. Come trade deadline, don't do anything. They get rid of Sonny Gray, who's probably one of their better pitchers. And personally, after watching a few of their games, and I mentioned this to you, they got guys at second and third and 2 outs. And granted, so they put a pinch hitter in. Their pinch hitter set a major league record for being 0 for 29 as a pinch hitter. So you put him in. And then last night I watched the game, and yes, they did a little small ball with the bunt. Well, then the next guy comes up and he tries a bunt. He can't. I think their manager needs to go. And I think they should look at a gentleman who used to play first base for them that's coaching down on their farm, and that's Doug Matejak.
Mankiewicz.
Or Makewicz.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, but like you said earlier, it's on management. How much longer do we have?
Minute.
Till 27 minutes.
All right. Well, we're almost done here.
Yeah.
So
Well, we can pick this up next week
week.
because they're going to be out of the
yeah,
playoffs.
they'll be out of the playoffs. It'll be more of a talker next week. So for Mike Egan, I'm Gary Gimbetti. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you again next week.
Good luck, Blue Jackets.
For over 25 years, U.S. Bank, located at 211 East Howard Street in Hibbing, Minnesota, has provided office and studio space for Hibbing Public Access Television. We are thankful for their ongoing support. Up North Lettering specializes in embroidery and heat vinyl press applications, along with patches and letter jackets. For more information, call them at 218-966-7850. HPAT would like to thank them for their donation and support. HPAT thanks Premier Fitness at the Lux for their donation and support. They welcome individual and family memberships. To learn more, call them at 218-440-1191. Hibbing Public Access TV thanks Dustin's Plumbing for their donation and support. They service the Iron Range and neighboring communities, and it's been said, if you need a plumber, he'll take care of you. Give him a call at 218-969-9176.